Hello, Wellness Warriors. Happy Monday. I hope you are all having a wonderful week. So, this week, it's National Infertility Awareness Week. And it started yesterday, so it's from the 21st to the 27th. And I'm going to make a video about it because I believe in promoting awareness, just like I believe in promoting awareness for mental health. Infertility is very correlated with mental health because people don't talk about it and it's very shameful and there's a stigma on it, and when people do bring it up, the responses are very insensitive. I should know. So what is infertility? So the medical term infertility means that if a couple has been trying for at least 1 year with having unprotected sex and they have not gotten pregnant, then that is the term for infertility. And so they also classify infertility as women who cannot carry a full-term pregnancy. So they get pregnant, but they lose the baby. So medically, doctors don't really take it seriously until you've had your third miscarriage. That's a lot of pain. So 1 in 4 women will experience a miscarriage or more, and 1 in 8 women will experience infertility. I am one of the 8 women. I'm 1 in 8. And you may say, but you have a child. Yeah, it's called secondary infertility. So my kind of infertility is secondary unexplained infertility. So what does that mean? For women who have had children and then they cannot get pregnant or are having trouble conceiving, it's called secondary infertility. And it's unexplained because they don't know what's wrong since they've done all these tests, and so far is unexplained infertility. So this is a very raw video of my life. So because I'm going through it right now. We have been battling infertility for 1.5 years, and I'm always really careful about sharing because people are super insensitive, and I'm not going to be nice on this video, so I'm going to be like super real, and I might call some people out. Sorry, not sorry. So, but what I'm saying is I'm writing things down because I don't want to forget. But people are very insensitive, and they'll say things, well, at least you have one. So people have decided already that they know what's best for you and that you already have one, so therefore you must be happy because you have a child. So they're deciding the number of your family size. Yeah, think about that. So my journey started 1.5 years ago. We decided to get pregnant again. And on the first time we started getting pregnant was with Lucas. It happened like this. Boom. We got pregnant. There was like, oh my gosh, it was super quick. But it was a high-risk pregnancy, and it was very scary because the entire first trimester, I had bleeding and I had contractions, severe contractions. So I thought I was not going to make it. But Lucas is a fighter. And that boy made it. I did not know. I mean, it's to this day I still go, wow, like that's a miracle, because the contractions were when I went to labor. I was like, oh, this is what I felt in my first trimester. So I know that they were contractions and they were absolutely awful. And so I thought, well, this is it, right? But we pulled through, and Lucas is a wonderful, healthy, amazing 3-year-old who is my life. And I didn't want more children after I had Lucas. Because my pregnancy was really hard and the postpartum was awful. So I was like, nope, I can't go through this again, right? But 1.5 years, everything changed. 1.5 years ago, because my son just gave us like the most amazing and beautiful moments of our lives, the biggest joys, also the biggest poops, but the biggest joys. So we decided, let's do it again, right? So you think, well, it happened quick the first time, or happened quick the second one. So months went by, and then another month, and then another month, and then another month. And before I knew it, 6 months had passed by. So I was getting a little worried. I went to the midwives. They checked my uterus and all my lady parts, and they were like, "It looks awesome. We'll see you in a couple months." I was like, "All right." And then another 6 months passed by, and so the year had hit, and that was hard because officially that means there's something wrong, right? Like it's a year, and you are a couple in your, I was when we started trying, I was 30. I'm 32 now, and so it shouldn't be such a problem. So I went back. They ran tests. Everything is fine. All the numbers came back fine. They ran tests on my husband. Everything was fine. We'll give it a couple more months. So then we gave it about 3 more months, and then I got a second opinion, and I went with my OBGYN, the primary one that I was seeing before, and he said, everything looks great. How about we do basically is an x-ray of your tubes to see how they're doing. So I got that done last week. It was painful. Let me tell you, it was horrible. It was contractions all over again, like birth, but it's so like uncomfortable because you have the doctor down there with his catheter and then looking at all these things. They expand your tubes to see if there's any blockage, and they do this dye that goes in there everywhere. It was so painful. And then because I think I'm Superwoman, I had a talk scheduled after that. And I got on my heels after that, and I went and gave my talks. And then I taught Zumba. And then I taught Zumba the next day. Don't do that. That is not a good thing to do. Please take care of yourself. They said no restrictions, but honestly, it's men doing this, and they're like, oh, no restrictions. But it hurts like hell, and you should be restricted for like at least 2 days to take it slow. That was my mistake. Anyway, so everything came back fine. So again, unexplained infertility. So that's a little bit of my journey. The pain is real, even though people think that secondary infertility is not that big of a deal. Secondary infertility is still infertility. And no one has been as supportive, honestly, in the process as. So I know I think I'm gonna upset some people when I say this, but so I've had 2 friends that have been there for me this entire time, and they've really been supportive. Like it's beyond belief how supportive they've been. But no one really truly gets it until they've been there. And so my support group, in my infertility support group, they also get it as well because they're in the midst of it. And they've been such welcoming ladies because I was so scared to go and say that I have secondary infertility when many of them haven't had their first child. But they were so understanding, and they were like, secondary infertility is still infertility. And I really want to make that message come across. And I haven't shared this road with almost anyone, very few people, because first of all, the pain, the stigma, the shame, and also because people don't know what to say. It's really uncomfortable. It's an uncomfortable subject, and they don't want to talk about it. And so I've learned to just kind of keep quiet in that and just have certain people that I do speak with about it. It's hard when you have a 3-year-old who asks for a sibling all the time. He sees other kids, and he's like, I want a sister just like that. I want a brother. And this is like a continuous thing. This is like an everyday. And it's really hard when that little piece of you, who is your world, prays every day for a sibling, because it's heartbreaking, and you're like, man, what is happening? So even though people may think it's not as hard because you have a child, that does not mean that secondary infertility is not sad and heartbreaking. So Lucas prays for a sibling every day, and he asks for one. And so that's been hard. Sorry, I'm looking at the puppy. We just got a puppy. He prayed for a puppy and a sibling every day for the last year. So he got the puppy. So we got him the puppy, and he's thrilled. He's totally in love with her, and they're best friends. But it's double work for me. Let me just say that. But anyway, so Sorry, I got lost in translation. So that can be really hard for people who have secondary infertility, because then they have the guilt of, oh, I feel guilty that I can't provide this for my child. And then you have the guilt of wanting more. Oh my gosh, I want more children. I should just be happy with what I have. But that is not true. That's a lie. You are allowed to want more children. It doesn't mean you love your child any less. It doesn't mean that you're not happy. It just means that you want a bigger family. And there's nothing wrong with that. So if anybody's making you feel bad about that, cut them out of your life. Be like, bitch, please. So there's that. And then people always say things like, it's not the right timing. And, you know, let God do his thing. And most of us know that. We don't need to hear it. We really don't. It'll happen when it happens. Or don't stress. It's like literally if you tell people with a medical condition, don't stress and it'll happen. Infertility also has its causes. So telling someone not to stress is very invalidating. So if you are on the other side and you're not going through infertility, praise God, but someone close to you is, because chances are somebody is. Because if you know that 1 in 8 couples, I think I already said this, but 1 in 8 couples struggles to conceive. Imagine that. That's a lot. So if you're with someone you love and they're letting you in, be grateful, because it takes a lot for someone to let in on this struggle. If they're letting you in, be super grateful. I am super open, so I feel like, and I'm a therapist, so I'm like, oh, I'll let you in, because I'm very vocal about things that promote shame in most of us, and even that has been rough for me. So I can't even imagine what it feels like for other people. So be grateful that they're letting you in and telling you what's going on in their life. You don't need to tell them inspirational quotes, because that's not going to make them feel better at all whatsoever. They just want someone to sit with their pain. And I just want to give a shout out to Bucena and Brenda, because those two ladies have sat with my pain. I mean, whew, I get emotional just thinking about it, because every time my period has come, every time that negative shows up, every time sometimes one month I didn't even ovulate. I mean, things like that. I knew who I could just have a meltdown, and they don't tell me things that are hurtful or uneducated or ignorant, or just they don't make me feel bad. I don't remember a time where I have felt bad when I have spoken to you too. So thank you, because I don't know how much in pain my heart would be without y'all. So I appreciate that. Whew. So they've been amazing. So get yourself a good support group. There is a San Antonio support group if you want, and there's different support groups throughout the country. So just give me a shout out, write me a message. But here in San Antonio, the support group, it's through Resolve, and they meet every month. And you can check out their page, Resolve San Antonio. It's on Facebook, and you can sign up. And the cool thing is that we have this walk coming up, and it's the Walk of Hope, and it's here in San Antonio, and it is on June 8th. It's a Saturday. So come on, get your sneakers out. Come and join us. They're going to be giving away prizes. They're doing different resources, support, and just education, because there is a big lack of education when it comes to infertility. So, like I said, there is support groups. Go to resolve.com, and they can guide you in the right direction, and go to Resolve San Antonio. It's actually .org, sorry. So it's www.resolve.org, or you can just go to Facebook and find them. The support group is I think super important when you're going through such a rough road, because it's definitely not easy. And I'm running out of time, honestly, so I'm just gonna cut it. But remember to sit with the person's pain and not try to fix it, and tell them to relax, and tell them things that they already know. You don't have to tell them. Just sit with their pain. Alright guys, thank you for watching. This is so exciting. I'm very excited about this, because I've been wanting to share for a long time, but I wasn't ready. So I'm just glad to be able to be a part of this and be able to be a voice for many women who are struggling and are in a lot of pain because of this. And let's talk infertility. Remember, it's Infertility Awareness Week. Let's be supportive. Mention it. Share the video. Talk about it. Let's educate. Let's know more, and let's be a light and support for everybody struggling with this. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Have a good week. Bye.